If you think you've heard shocking stories before, wait until you hear this. Watch until the end and make sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss the rest of this. A few nights ago, on a Sunday, I fell asleep on the couch. When I woke up, I noticed my boyfriend was awake. Immediately, I could tell he was acting standoffish, which usually meant something had happened while I was asleep. My heart sank. I checked my screen time and confirmed it. He had been on my phone while I slept. At first, I didn't think much of it. He had done this before, but I assumed he was just going through my iMessages or social media DMs. I have never cheated, never responded to DMs from other men, and never even texted a man who wasn't already a friend or colleague. But he had convinced himself otherwise. He was certain I was looking for someone else. And even though my phone was completely clean, there were still private parts of my life that I never wanted anyone to see. That morning, after discovering he had gone through my phone, he didn't speak to me all day. I was frustrated that he even felt the need to do it, so I didn't engage either. By Monday, we moved past it, and everything seemed almost normal again. By Tuesday, things were back to being really good. Then, Tuesday night, while he was showing me pictures on his phone as I sat in his lap, I noticed something shocking in his camera roll. There were explicit photos he had taken while browsing through my Reddit history, my private moments. It was one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life. I've always been private about these things. It wasn't about fetishes or anything unusual, just private content I consumed in solitude. The fact that he knew and even took pictures of it made me feel completely violated. I checked my screen time logs again. He had gone through everything: Reddit, AI chats, browser history, even attempted to access my emails. All of it. And the worst part? This happened while we were having what should have been a sweet moment together. I packed a bag and went to stay with my family. I couldn't see how we could ever return to normal. We've been having problems for a while, and I've tried to do everything I could for this relationship, but he refuses to see his own issues. He believes my presence is the cause of his insecurities, even though I've done nothing but reassure him that he's all I want. The constant accusations were exhausting, but this time he crossed a line that I cannot forgive or forget. 7 years together, and for the first 5 or 6, everything was almost perfect. Now he has changed completely without explanation, convincing himself that I don't want him anymore. When I came back that evening after a short stay with my family, I was hoping for one day of peace, a chance to regain myself. I thought maybe he finally realized his mistake and things could be different, but the first few minutes proved I was wrong. He started with normal questions like, "Are you going to work tomorrow?" and "Are you just staying the night?" as if nothing had happened. I was stunned. How could someone treat such a profound violation of privacy so casually? But he didn't stop there. Sitting on my lap, he started scrolling through his photos. And there it was, my most private moments, exposed and violated, moments I never wanted anyone to see. My chest tightened and anger boiled inside me. I tried to hold back my scream, but inside, everything was on fire. I remembered all the little signs over the years: baseless suspicions, minor jealousies, constant reminders that I had to prove my loyalty. Now, they all connected into a single, horrifying picture. He wasn't just doubting me, he was controlling me mentally and emotionally. My mind tried to find excuses. Maybe he truly regrets it, I thought. But his actions were so extreme that even the tears he had shed on the phone couldn't break down the wall growing between us. That night I realized I couldn't go back. I couldn't ignore violations that were destroying me from the inside. I started packing my things again, not to punish him, but because I needed to protect myself. If you've ever been in a relationship where your boundaries or privacy were crossed, drop a comment and share your story. Subscribe so you don't miss the final part. That's where I reveal how I finally drew the line and what changed my life forever. After that night, I realized something crucial. I couldn't keep returning to someone who disregarded my privacy and boundaries. Every tear he shed on the phone, every apology, couldn't erase the fact that he had crossed lines that should never be crossed in a relationship. The next day, I stayed with family again, giving myself space to think clearly. I wanted to ask myself, is this love or is this a relationship built on control and fear? When I returned home, I noticed the subtle manipulations began again. He asked casual questions like nothing had happened, and when I reacted emotionally, he twisted the situation to make me feel guilty. I felt trapped in a cycle I could no longer accept. It was in that moment, sitting on the edge of my bed, that I finally drew the line. I decided I deserved respect, trust, and safety, none of which I was getting. I started packing my things for good this time, not out of anger, but out of self-preservation. I walked out the door, and for the first time in months, I felt free. Free from fear, free from constant accusations, free from someone who couldn't see beyond his own insecurities. I realized that a 7-year relationship, no matter how perfect it once seemed, is not worth sacrificing your peace of mind. If you're watching this and you've ever felt betrayed, violated, or trapped, know that it's okay to leave. It's okay to choose yourself. Comment below if you've been through something similar. I'd love to hear your story. And finally, if you want more real-life stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an emotional journey that could help you see your own life differently. Remember, your privacy, your boundaries, and your peace of mind are worth more than any relationship. Protect them and don't settle for less.